The team behind LoreFi has sent me over some secret lore that is not yet available to the public to theorize with, and this is one of the craziest additions to the ARG yet. Complete with new character reveals and even voice acting, we can get a head start on speculating as to how this disturbing mystery will continue to unfold. It's been too long since I last covered the alternate reality game produced from the minds behind Game Theory, and a lot of story development has happened since our last video on it. We have a lot to cover, so make sure to watch until the end to catch the secret lore that I've been delivered. We last discussed the debut of LoreFi's first chapter, off the heels of the prologue that served as the beginning of the series. As such, it's best we start with Chapter 2, known as the Beats to Fall Asleep to stream. But before we do that, there's something I need to address. The official LoreFi account commented on my last video, taunting me with the fact that I almost had the virus timeline right, but not quite. Now, in that video, I speculated that Sephi had the virus first before sharing it with Taylor, based off this section of dialogue we get from Wing. This is obviously slightly off given LoreFi's response to the video, and we will get into the virus timeline revision later when more pertinent information surrounding it is brought up. As for now, we get to observe Taylor peacefully sleeping in her bed, like the totally not creepy watchers and listeners that we are. The description of this video, as per usual, contains a cipher, this time translating into the ominous phrase of, "I found you." Now, it is technically ambiguous as to who the speaker and receiver of this dialogue is, but reason would suggest this is the hacker communicating to Taylor, at the very least in a meta sense, if not directly. Perhaps this is signifying that the hacker is aware of her physical location now, which brings some scary implications attached to it if that's the case, especially with the fates that have befallen Gregory and the other missing people. Cheeks is once again present in this video, happily sleeping alongside Taylor, and what is perhaps the most earth-shattering bit of lore yet, a drawn picture of Cheeks in a cowboy hat can be seen in the room. A report card belonging to Taylor lies in plain sight, displaying her last name as Murray, and definitely debunking any idea that her and Gregory were immediate relatives, as his last name is Daniels, although I never found that theory to be likely anyways. Her report card boasts primarily good grades, except for the outlier of a C in verbal communication. Perhaps our girl is a bit shy around orally presenting and communicating, which is honestly pretty relatable. Something to point out is the continuation of the motif of strange shadow-like people appearing on sticky notes, one of them peeking into view once again. The most exciting thing about this episode is the series of messages that are exchanged between Sephi and Wing while Taylor snoozes, those being as follows. "Hey Sephi, you're the friend of the virus in their song. You must be the guy who infected Peep's computers. Okay, it's gonna be like this, huh? Like what? Drop the attitude. I got infected just like everyone else. Sure. OMG. Gonna guess Perplex is asleep, but tell me you wiped your computer. Why? I don't have it. Or is there another reason? It was attached to your song. Just listen to it, and if you get the creepy message, you have it. My file is clean. Look for a copy on your computer or a CD or, heck, a floppy disk if anyone still uses them. ... Unbelievable. You still use floppy disks. Some of us can't afford burners. Just check and then wipe your computer. Heck, no. Wipe it." We can see the stubbornness in these two serving as conflicting personalities that I think make for some entertaining dialogue exchanges. Just for clarity's sake, Perplexo is referring to Taylor as that is the name some of her online accounts use. This conversation makes a couple of things clear. Wing is also infected just like Sephi and Taylor, and he wants to get rid of this virus as quickly as possible, as well as that it's probable Sephi is a music creator too. On this note, the official LoreFi account was teasing Theorists to discover the true name of Sephi, and I fully believe that the theorist known as K-Wire solved it. In Discord, she pointed out the following. There's a signature in Taylor's yearbook from Ayana. The song Fatal Exception is released by Ayana Gray. Wing mentions your song when talking to Sephi. I don't know how it took me that long to notice that. She also gave me a cookie, so thanks, K-Wire. So Sephi and Ayana can now be used as interchangeable character names, and we can also be sure that Sephi is indeed a music creator. Given this discovery, I think now is the best time to reframe my idea of the timeline of the virus. Last time I was close, as LoreFi themselves admitted as much, so this should require only minor tweaking in the general understanding. Here are the primary important things that we know. Ayana/Sephi created the song Fatal Exception. She was trying to reassure Taylor in a message that the situation wasn't her fault, signifying that Taylor probably came into contact with this before her. Taylor also questions Wing about the whole thing due to the fact that he was the one who uploaded the song. Wing is disbelieving at first, but to his surprise discovers there is indeed a virus attached to the song on his computer as well. As such, it seems most logical that the virus somehow got attached to the song when Wing was uploading it to Grapevine, and not intentionally placed there by either him or Sephi. This probably means he was marked by the virus first, but didn't notice it until Taylor began interrogating him. Taylor got infected after downloading the thing, obviously, and then Sephi straight up says that she doesn't have the virus. All of that being said, let's progress to the third chapter, this one known as the gaming/coding stream. As we are well familiar with by now, the description holds a cipher, this time translating to three pieces combined together with the right heading. Altogether shall reveal the beginning of the end. Cryptic and intriguing, but perhaps will make more sense once we get into the meat of the episode. Once again, Taylor receives some messages from her friends, the most relevant one being that of Kev saying that he doesn't have the virus on his end. This would be strange if he also downloaded the song with the virus attached to it, but clearly some people can have the song without being infected, as Sephi displays. I would guess he was up to something similar if Taylor was checking up on him. Now, a huge factor of the stream was a puzzle hidden within its environment and a steady stream of communication from the official LoreFi account. The main idea of the puzzle was that there was this note with a blank Hangman game on it, prompting us to find a four-letter word to fill it in. Meanwhile, there are stickers with numbers on them on Taylor's TV, the colors of which correlate with the books on the shelf. If we take the first letter of each colored book that corresponds to the color found in the stickers and place them in the order that the numbers would imply, we get the word CALL, or call, a four-letter word that fits neatly in the empty Hangman spaces. Now, as of yet, the exact implications of the word call and the three pieces combining together with the right heading, altogether shall reveal the beginning of the end, remain elusive. But that's what theorizing is for. As such, I would love to hear your theories as to what this could all be building up to, after you hit the like and subscribe button, of course. From the comments that the LoreFi account was putting out, we also have some extra information to be aware of. The streams are released in chronological order, Cheeks is a hamster for a lore-relevant reason, and there are hints hidden in some of the album covers. Armed with this, let's continue to the final pieces of the story that we have so far. If you're watching this, then you probably enjoy stories, and one of the best ways to consume stories is through reading books. For years now, I've been writing and self-publishing books to Amazon, the broad majority of which fall under the genre of science fiction or fantasy, but each book possesses elements that will appeal to fans of a wide variety of styles. Additional works of mine that vary from traditional novel writing can be found through horror stories that I post to r/nosleep or fan fiction that I upload to AO3. Furthermore, if you're interested in more cryptic storytelling, check out the alternate reality game a friend and I created here on YouTube, combining serious storytelling with at times comedic delivery to create a unique and musical theory crafting experience. News concerning any of my artistic endeavors can be found on my official Discord server, where you can easily communicate with both me and other fans of the channel. If you're interested in being a top supporter of the channel, please feel free to become a member and unlock exclusive content. Viewers of the Lore Hunter tier, in addition to all perks in the Armchair Detective tier, gain access to audiobook recordings of my writings that will be updated regularly. Readings of my works that are available on the internet for free may appear as a mainline channel video at some point, but any audiobooks of my published novels will remain forever exclusive to the Lore Hunter members. Other video-based content that you can check out entirely for free is the Man Behind the Hat podcast that is unlisted for algorithm reasons, or the Edge of Reality channel, which is a podcast that my sister and fellow YouTuber Legendette co-hosts with me. There's always the occasional live stream I run on this channel, where I review the theories presented by other YouTubers as well. Links to everything are always in the description. A huge thanks to anyone who considers supporting my content creation in any way, and now back to the investigation. On the topic of album art, the Fairy Lullaby album cover features a small boat in a lake, and just barely visible in the bottom left corner is what appears to be a black trash bag. Now, the newspaper concerning Gregory's disappearance pinned on Taylor's board mentioned that the boy's backpack was found near Mallard Lake, connecting the idea of a lake to Gregory Daniels. The question now is, what is the significance of the empty boat and strange bag, and how might it relate to what happened to Gregory? A different album is also called The Lake House, featuring an image of such a place, once again bringing up a lake. Furthermore, the black bag doesn't merely appear in one cover, but 4 in total, the other 3 displayed on screen. I also want to highlight a trio of album covers and titles that I find to be particularly intriguing. These 3 images are all connected through a very similar style, showcasing what appears to be a snow globe, someone opening some kind of letter, and a locked door. The Snow Globe album is called Answers, which I find specifically interesting because a lot of these albums are simply named after a song found within them, but for this one, that's not the case. The 2 songs currently in it are titled Transmission and The Key, which honestly instantly made me think of LoreFi's motto, Beats will be the key. Furthermore, as you can see on the screen, another one of these images in this style features a locked door, which is something that specifically requires a key, seemingly linking these 2 albums. The art showing someone opening the letter is called Intentions, with 2 tracks called I Will and Set You Free, which can obviously be combined to formulate one coherent sentence. This one is also labeled with a title that does not share a name with one of the songs contained within, the album being called Intentions, which probably correlates directly to the desire of setting someone free. I'm not sure exactly how much direct lore relevance is here, but these albums and tracks caught my attention, and I am interested to hear what other people may think about them. Now we'll transition to the recent update the Chapter 1 stream received and go over what new information was presented there. First off, we have some communications between Taylor and Wing. Did some digging on the Grapevine forums. You probably already got it, but pulled 6 users that downloaded the virus. Looking at it now, not sure how this helps though. I bet one of these is our Gregory. Oh, now you get it. I'm going to keep digging through their posts. Maybe you and your crazy friend can find something. I wish you two would just get along. I'll hit you up with more posts. Okay. This most likely confirms the always probable theory that Gregory had the virus to some extent, and that the hacker was connected to these missing people. And I think this is pretty obvious, but just to make it absolutely clear, the crazy friend here is Ayana/Sefi. There's also a note pinned on her board from a Sam, saying, Hey Tay, you looked pretty upset the other day. I hope it's not about your dad again. I decided to take it upon myself to cheer you up. I put together a mix for you that I think will help. Always here for you, Sam. This both serves as a reminder that Taylor's dad is someone that Taylor resents, as that part of the story is easy to forget when sorting through all the chaos with the virus and missing persons, and to display Sam as an individual that cares deeply for Taylor. Maybe even a potential love interest? We can observe that Taylor has her pickup playlist made by Sam readily available at her desk, and her to-do list now shows the words, Find Gregory. The last bit of significant changes in the update come in the form of a printed out series of messages from the Grapevine forums. Just downloaded the newest Wing drop. Anyone's PC being weird? WTF disharmony is this? Why is there a kidnapping in my song? I just heard the creepy message from a missing kid from Wings of Disharmony. Prank? Did Wing just upload a virus? Virus? Creepy message? Wing, help! They're out there. I know Disharmony doesn't check forums often, but someone should tell him about the virus he uploaded. This gives us some clear evidence that several other people have downloaded the song and subsequent virus, many of which are instinctively mad at Wing, blaming the user for the virus now infecting their devices. This whole case extends far beyond just Taylor and her friend and is clearly a much bigger operation, whatever the intended outcome actually is. Perhaps the most exciting part of my investigation to LoreFi thus far, showrunner Dan reached out to me, foretelling that some special lore would be coming my way, as well as to the other big YouTube LoreFi theorists, Dacia, ISO, and Starfinity. This arrived in the form of an email, with a body of text and 2 broken links. Turns out these links didn't function due to the fact that they were encoded with a cipher, only able to be decoded with a key found by assembling the out-of-place capital letters in the email's text. The key ended up spelling Matthews, a name we will get back to in a moment. Once these links are properly deciphered, they lead us to 2 unlisted YouTube videos where we encounter some very interesting discoveries. The first is called The Pile, the description reading as follows. This recording was found in connection with the Murphy case. It shows incredible amounts of negligence and incompetence. An eternal investigation has started, and I will be questioning them this afternoon. Here is the audio that awaits us in the video.
I swear this generation is screwed.
Another prank?
Another prank. Message in a song they downloaded.
Off a Grapevine? Doesn't she know that's illegal?
I mean, that's what I said to get her to back down. Not that we're gonna arrest some teenager because they downloaded Lanky Park.
Lincoln Park.
Sure.
Maybe we should be arresting them at this point. Can I see the report?
Be my guest.
This message is from the Daniels case.
And your point?
Well, it's the first message from the kid, and we just found the backpack. It seems suspicious.
It's all just a desperate attempt at 15 minutes of fame. We found the backpack. It makes the news. Kids wanting attention, make a creepy message and put it in a song.
You're probably right.
Still?
Should we get Detective Matthews involved?
Hell no! I'm still pissed about the first one of these he investigated. Kid ended up perfectly fine, and I wasted my whole weekend outside his house. No way I'm gonna waste this weekend at a stakeout when I should be out on the water.
But if...
No but-ifs. throw it in the pile with the others. Otherwise, I'll make sure your weekend is spent babysitting a kid.
No way I'm missing the game against New York.
Then, the pile it is. Now let's go get some lunch.
First impressions is obviously that the police are not taking the situation seriously at all, even in light of the still developing case of Gregory Daniels. This explains Taylor's evident distrust of the police and why she has taken steps to begin investigating herself. A major reveal here is that the name Matthews belongs to a detective associated with the police. Seeing as these two negligent cops want to keep it away from him, I'm prompted to believe that Matthews is a bit more of a proactive and good-natured person than these guys, and I suspect they will serve as a force of good in all of this once they get properly involved in the story. Something else to note is that the description of this video is clearly written from the perspective of an in-universe character, confirming that this audio log is canon to LoreFi and that people are aware of the incompetence of the two officers, and someone in particular will be questioning them in light of an internal investigation. I am tempted to wonder if this is from the perspective of Matthews himself, but it's highly possible it's from an unnamed person working in internal affairs. Another thing of note within the video is that multiple calls like this have been occurring, and Matthews even followed up on one before, only for the kid to be completely fine. This works into the previous hints in the series that this virus and hacker is targeting far more people than we originally imagined. The second video is called Encouragement, the description of which reading, "The following is a lifted voice message from the head of local band Remnant in regards to the Murphy case. The recipient of the message is a close friend to the victim and currently being investigated." Remnant is the name of a band that's been present in LoreFi since the very beginning, with Taylor clearly being a big fan and even submitting work in an album cover art contest for them. Here's what goes down in this one.
You have one new message.
Hey, Ayana, this is Reese from Remnant. Got your number from Caleb. I gave the track a listen, and honestly, you really have something here. Even played it for the rest of the guys, and definitely think you got a lot of potential. I'm not sure if you're working our show next week, but if you are, let's chat after. I have some ideas about how to take this song to the next level. Alright, later.
We are immediately introduced to a new character named Reese, a member of Remnant. It is also quickly revealed that the close friend mentioned in the description is Ayana, who, as previously discussed, is the real-life name of Sephi. Now it makes sense why they were pressuring us to figure out that identity so much earlier on. It looks as though Remnant was really intrigued by a song Ayana sent them and wishes to be in contact with her concerning developing it. This must be a dream come true for Ayana. She's probably kicking herself that she let this call go to the answering machine. The other name drop in this video is Caleb, who must be connected to Ayana in some way if he was able to give Reese her number. Once again, the description is written from the perspective of an in-universe character mentioning the Murphy case, Murphy of course being the last name of Taylor. I'm now more interested than ever in seeing where this story goes, and what the fates of all these interconnected characters are going to be. I'll continue to keep a close eye on LoreFi, so subscribe to keep up with the investigation. Until next video, make sure to get hyped about the 100% real movie that will undoubtedly be a smash hit in box offices, titled Buddy Cops and starring our favorite hamster, Cheeks.